Hi, my name is Sarah Williams. I'm an associate professor of technology and urban planning at MIT, where I also direct the Civic Data Design Lab and the Leventhal Center for Advanced Urbanism. Today, I'm here to talk to you about the Belmont Principles. The Belmont Report creates ethical principles and guidelines for the protection of human subjects of research. It identifies basic ethical principles for conducting research that involve human subjects. It also sets forth guidelines to assure these principles are followed throughout the research process. There are three basic principles included in the report: respect for person, benefits, and justice. First, I want to give you a little background to the Belmont Report, which was created after the exposure of the Tuskegee study, the 40-year-old experiment, which was started in 1932, run by public health service officials, followed 600 rural Black men in Alabama with syphilis over the course of their lives, refusing to tell patients their diagnosis, refusing to treat them for the debilitating disease, and actively denying some of them treatment. Whistleblowers brought an end to the incredibly unethical study in 1972, finally promoting the development of what would become modern medical ethics. So, the Belmont Report, which was created in 1979, was created by a National Commission for the Protection of Human Subjects of Biomedical and Behavioral Research. Respect for persons incorporates at least two ethical convictions. First, that individuals should be treated as autonomous agents. And second, that persons with diminished autonomy are entitled to protection. Let's take a closer look at informed consent because it's such an important part of the Belmont Principle. As the cornerstone of human subject protections, informed consent means that participants are voluntarily participating in research with adequate knowledge of relevant risks and benefits. I did a recent study where I interviewed 5,000 households in Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Our team started each survey questionnaire by explaining the purpose of the study, what we plan to do with the information they provided, and how their data would be kept secure and confidential. Benefits. There are two general rules that have been formulated to protect our well-being. One is to do no harm and maximize possible benefits and minimize possible harms. We must interrogate the reasons we want to use data and determine the potential for our work to do more harm than good. An example can be found in my work mapping popular transit systems such as these matatus in Nairobi. Our team gathered the first ever data set of where these matatus go. But before we released the map, we wanted to make sure that it would not cause political crackdown or oppression on the system. We found in Nairobi that making them visible helped bring necessary resources from NGOs and therefore help the system and its passengers. However, in other cities who wanted to work with us to develop data on their popular transit system, we learned making a map would cause police and political interventions, rapes, and bribery, which might bring the system to a halt and remove an essential resource that most citizens depend upon. We therefore decided not to map those cities as it would cause more harm than good. Justice. Burdens and benefits of research should be distributed fairly. How can we make sure that our research is just and fair? Does it fairly sample people? Does it also, the benefits of the study fairly benefit everyone? And let's not forget that the Belmont Report is about respect for person, benefits, and justice.